He's one of such truisms how we aware the form of the shallow of Mars and the Luna far superior rather than we aware our own Earth. The cause for these lands oceans, they lid 71% of the ball and are impervious to the Sputnik map techniques we use so ably on such some worlds. The Research Society has set himself the aspiring purpose of corrective the abnormality. He's a enormous problem while you believe at the time the extensive most of the water supply covered components of land are named to a solution no superior rather than on a kilometer. A $7 million pot has been proposed to discover the system and strategies how will give on a move changing in bathymetry, deep, map. 19 teams painted of 13 various countries are now possessing his solutions evaluated up creature requested to show the innovative following year in a main box test. We'll see the teams include to map at low 50% of a 4 km deep, 500 sq kilometers area of sea story within 24 several hours. Features as little as 5 must be noticeable. Image must as well be purchased in supplement to the deep information. The willingness of the UK accession is creature evaluated the 1 week. Crew Tau proposes to expand and troop of little, torpedo tube-like micro-robots named BEMs, or Bathopelagic Tour Modules. Valley Wacom is company team lead, we're departure to include a shallow ship how can patrolling the oceans independently. On how ship will be 24 of these BEMs. These BEMs work as a team and along they will really rapidly map the seabed as collecting information on the water supply kernel at the phase we're evolving a framework how can conduct on 5 BEMs following year. Later, in next, as we construct our industry, we expect to scope upwards. Which your vision there in lot ways mirrors the main changing how's happening now in the Sputnik industry. More, the large, costly, made-to-order engineered space vehicle of the history are creature trapped and overtaken by less system how are strengthening the inexpensive, miniaturist electronic equipment how driving our smartphones. So because the seabed present is displayed by big, very costly echoing sensing system, the XPRIZE urge to speed the introduce of which some 2 CubeSats for the sea. Crew Tau has tradition intended the sounder probe how it will put on every BEM, but lot else within the robotic is away the shelve. Of year, fair as you cannot just start smartphone parts direct to orbital out of several test, so you cannot fall them in few kilometers of blood pressure crushing water supply and suppose they'll be penalty. At Newcastle College, Crew Tau has accessing to a camera how will imitate sea depths. The has permitted for fast construct and test of BEM beginnings. Occasionally, we fair include ideas. We paint up the pattern, printing it, undergo it to the guy who does the hyperbaric camera and later a pair of several hours after we include the approval, explainable walkie channel, the some company team lead. Same chamber on the BEM, for sample, he's a easy safety framework CMOS probe for that we've intended the blood pressure ship. The at first one blew up but later we fair iterated before we found the law decision. The XPRIZE judges are on Tyneside to action Crew Tau's productivity versus 11 criteria. These band of the largest main is yours framework hermetic, via to a demonstrate of information processing and store. Valley and Walkie will shaw off the BEM style in a big scuba diver learning pot and the sounder scans derived in Pond Windermere. All the teams are creature evaluated in the identical way and if they go via the survey they'll get guessed to the big box testing. The XPRIZE basis had as well hoped to run a 2 km deep test at the phase of the contest off Puerto Rico. But the became unfeasible next the harm applied on the isle by Storm Maria. Same latency has treated for us, for certainly, says Valley. If we'd had to go to Puerto Rico now we'd perhaps just include 2 BEMs. We aim now to go to the definitive in 5 but how we'll show our framework. For the next, we fair include to scope up to a greater shallow ship. In the complete framework, a 1-2 independent shallow ship and 24 BEMs, we should be capable to map more than rather than 200 sq kilometers a date. How is all for the next? At first, Crew Tau has to get via its examination. One of the judges is Jatika Vermani, the elder CEO for Earth and Environmental at XPRIZE.